Welcome to 30-minute meditation. This is my offering, which I'm doing 3 times a week, streaming live to my website, and it will be streaming hopefully to Instagram next week for those of you that are into that. The session is designed to really give you guys an opportunity to take a little step away from your day-to-day routine, especially at the moment. Our routines, our kind of life structures are all over the place. And I think it's so beneficial to have an opportunity just to take a little breather, to get into our inner landscape rather than constantly going outwards. And particularly with the current lockdown situation, the opportunity to go inwards is really quite significant, something most of us don't often really have a chance to explore. So 30-minute meditation takes a few different formats. We do this 3 times a week, and this Friday session I call Sounds from Outer Space. Mainly because that's what this all sounds like to me. The gongs in particular, when I first heard them, just sound so shimmery and cosmic, and like they just come from a different galaxy, and it really, they just really spoke to me and really kind of fascinated me from the outset. So I just love sharing that with everybody. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. As well as the gongs, on this Friday session I generally work as well with some of my lovely bowls, these Himalayan ones and also the quartz ones, which I love, which have a very different vibe. And the idea is really for you to just get comfy, to sit back, lie back wherever you are. You can choose to sit, you can choose to lie down, get snug under a blanket, even though it's really quite warm today, certainly here in Cornwall. If you do have headphones, now's a good time to pop them on. Make sure you've got them on snugly. If you have a child or a cat or a dog that is liable to dive bomb you while you're lying relaxed, maybe shut said child, dog or cat out of the room, or give them a hug now so they know they're safe and they can be part of it too. So sounds from outer space, as well as just sounding super intergalactic and spacey, one of the things I love about the gongs is that they're really innately connected to the planets. You can probably see this one behind me has the Saturn symbol. I unfortunately don't have a Mars or a Uranus gong, which are the ones we're talking about today, but maybe one day I'll have a full set. I think only about 5 people in the world actually do. But the reason those planets are important today is, I'm just saying Carol seems to have gone back to the beginning. The reason this is important today is that we are talking about the Mars and Uranus conjunction or alignment, which is happening. Actually happened 2 days ago, but the energy of that alignment will continue to flow over the course of the next few weeks and months. So what does this actually mean? I mean, Mars, you probably all are aware, is the planet of war. He rules over not just war and anger and rage, but mostly action and energy. And he's kind of an amplifier. Mars tends to amplify whatever energy is around. Uranus is a really interesting planet, not one we hear much about. It's not really a very sexy planet, not really one of the fun ones. No one really knows what it looks like. And in fact, it's a really beautiful planet. It's very much about change, awakenings, inner consciousness, inner alignment. And it's really closely related to kundalini power, pranic power and pranic energy. So the meeting of these 2 planets in alignment this week is quite interesting. They're really at opposite ends of the spectrum. And I think the thing that I love about that is the idea of balance, which we're also talking about this week with the Libra full moon, which hopefully you all saw in its glory a couple of nights ago. So the idea of this very kind of active, energetic planet on one side and a really peaceful, kind of kundalini, soft, gentle, awakened planet on the other is a really nice balance, I think. And that's the energy we're working with today. So what I would love you guys to do is just have a think about your intention for your practice today, to think about what's brought you to meditation, what's brought you into your own space, what's ignited the need to find some quiet time at this particular time of life, and what you'd like to get from it. Thinking a little bit about balance, a bit about maybe the active energetic aspects of your life, career, job, whatever it is you're able to do at the moment, and balancing those with these kind of more intuitive, gentle vibes that are coming from the Uranus energy. Just have a think about that while we begin to set our space, and I'm just double checking the settings because I noticed from Carol that she's saying the video seems to have gone back to the beginning, so hopefully you guys will catch me up in 4 minutes or so. I think that actually was just my internet dropping out, so please don't adjust your settings. Okay, so guys, I'm so sorry, I'm not sure where we all are, because some of you are telling me that you're fine and some of you are telling me that you've gone back to the beginning. So I'm sorry for those of you that just saw me tapping away furiously into the front of the screen if yours was fine. This is one of the technological issues that I think myself and lots of practitioners are finding with broadcasting live, is that even if things are fine at our end, if your internet drops out or if something happens your end that we obviously can't see, it means everyone ends up at different times in the broadcast. So I guess going forward, if that does happen for you, the best advice I can give you based on what we've been learning is just to refresh your browser. Hit the refresh button next to your search bar, or just go into the address bar and press enter to reload it, and usually that will bring you back to where we are on the broadcast. So that has been the general experience so far. So sorry for that slight interruption. I was chattering on about planets, asking you to set your intention and have a think about what it is you would like to bring into your space at this time, what you'd like to bring into your home space, your inner space, your conscious mind. And the thing that's really nice about this Mars and Uranus connection or alignment at the moment is that it's another kind of iteration of what we saw over the course of the earlier week with Jupiter and Pluto, this kind of big, vibrant force and something smaller and softer. And this really, at the moment, is so relevant because it's about big changes, big things happening for all of us, and an opportunity for something to come in and fill the gap or the void that's been left by something we've lost. So without dwelling too much on current affairs, we're obviously all at different stages of contending with loss and with grief and with fear and anxiety. So I find it really helpful to look up to the skies, look at the elemental impact of what they're telling us, to look at the impact from nature on our lives and lifestyles, and think what we can learn from that. So for me, the thing I know I'm really looking at is about innovation, ironically, with the technology, looking at seeing what I can do differently. Yes, I've had to lose all my retreats and all my public events and all my yoga teaching, and all of my regulars at yoga, I think, have drifted to other teachers. So I'm having to do a lot of realignment with how I'm coping with that, and then invite something new in, doing more sounds online, doing different events online, filling my time with other stuff, and that's really important too. So we'll get into the sound. If you have had problems with the technology, I really apologise. I hope we're all in the same place. If you're catching up to this a few minutes after everybody else, don't worry about taking a moment just to breathe a little deeper and relax back into your space. Check you've got your headphones on. If you need to close a door or window to protect the sound, then please do, and we'll get going with a little bit of 30-minute meditation. So beginning by taking a couple of deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. A really nice count for this is conscious breathing. So inhaling to the count of 4 in through the nose, hold the breath for 4, and exhale through the mouth for a count of 8. So it feels something like this. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, exhale through the mouth 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, and 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. One more on your own time. Very gently drawing your attention to the palms of your hands, maybe seeing if you can connect with any heat or any tingling, any activity or feelings in the palms. And what you might notice is that this tingling that often we put down to being just a shiver is actually your pranic energy. This energy is making itself known as you dive deeper into your unconscious, making itself known through physical sensation, through what you can sense, feel, hear, smell. And as you sit with your attention in the palms of your hands, whether they're by your sides or in your lap, next inhale, draw that energy up through your arms, through the shoulders, through the neckline, the jaw, all the way up through the nostrils into the space between your eyebrows. And as you exhale, send that same energy back out from the third eye, down through the nostrils, through the shoulders, down the arms, back into the palms of your hands, and catch that energy. Hold it tight. Inhale, breathe it back up to your third eye. Gently starting to soften your mind, soften your body. Noticing less your physical feelings and more your inner feelings, more the inner landscape, the colours, the shapes, the messages your intuition is sending you. breath deepen, your physical awareness start to return, maybe wiggling your fingers and your toes, allowing a few gentle rolls of the shoulders in to release the spine. Maybe reaching your arms overhead, giving yourself a stretch as if you're just waking up and reconnecting back into your physical body. Sound can be incredibly transformative, even in very short doses. There's some wonderful science and research out there. If you're on my newsletter or blog, you might have seen a piece I shared recently which showed an experiment that even in 20 minutes people's blood was so profoundly impacted. Their cells were free, they were moving and flowing healthily, blood pressure was down by double-figure percents, and it was the most amazing practical realization of this science, this vibrational science that we have. So hopefully, even through the cables and distance of the internet and the cloud, you're feeling a little more relaxed, a little more balanced, that you can feel your intention resonating in your heart or in your third eye, wherever it was you left it. And hopefully a thought to take away into your Easter weekend and into the next week as this Mars-Uranus dance going on in the skies above us. This meeting of kind of energy and action and amplification with a kind of soft awakening and awareness of change, a gentle kind of ripple in the force. So thank you guys so much for being here for my 30-minute meditation, Sounds from Outer Space. Thank you especially to those of you who are new, who haven't joined me before. This was a little bit blippy, I'm afraid to say. I think that's the first time I've had a full dropout on my side in terms of connection. So hopefully, I'll check in a minute, but hopefully most of you guys made it through that and we managed to navigate through to the end. Generally, it's a little more stable than that, I have to say. And as I said, if you ever do experience connection issues throughout a session, the best thing to do is just to come out of your browser, refresh, come back in. If you're on my webinar system, it will always be live. So if you're registered, you can just jump back in. You don't need to re-register or sign up again or anything. And indeed, that's the same every week as it stands. We're using the same feed every week. So if you'd like to join me again, same time, same place next week, you're